Hi, Sabrina Amel with the Amel Insurance Agency, where we specialize in speed, customer service, and integrity. If these videos have been helpful to you, please like and share them on Facebook. Also, you can hop onto our YouTube page, channel, whatever it's called, and the Amel Agency, and you can subscribe to our channel so that way you can be notified of any additional and new videos that we post. Last time we talked about competition and what it looks like and what you do when you're kind of in the face of it, and just, I had talked about, running one day and just the pregnant lady coming up and passing me, and I thought, oh, I'm so on my game, and they just kind of passed me up, and that was kind of like a wake-up call, so a reality check for me. And I know that happens sometimes. We're not really paying attention to what's going on around us, and then all of a sudden it just kind of happens, and you're stuck and you don't know what to do. So I want to talk a little bit more on what that really looks like in a more business setting. So when you're out and about, and you're going to, let's say, a networking event, I go to networking events quite a bit, so a lot of time that's where my examples are going to come from, because in our area there's a lot of networking that's done, and that's a big portion of how you market your company and your business. Is you get out there and you meet people all the time. You're constantly in front of people and talking to them about you, about what you do, and you have to accept the fact that you will meet someone that does the same exact thing that you do. You have to expect that. It's not like you're the only person in this world that's walking around selling, your creams or your face stuff or your drink or your insurance or your, any of that stuff. I mean, there are so many people out there, and I know for me, as an example, there's a ton of insurance agencies out there. There's a ton of insurance agents, and so when I'm out and about and I meet someone and they do the same thing I do, well, I've got one of two choices. And of course, when I kind of started going to meetings, I would tend to try go with the other option, which isn't the best one. And so I had to learn the hard way through trial and error, okay, this is not working for me. How can I change this? So the first option you have is obviously to get pissed off. This person is here and you're all like, and you make the faces. The faces. If you're looking at someone and they're giving their little commercial and you're like, yeah, you do the same thing I do. You don't like them any bit, and it shows all in here. I don't care how you try to mask it. If someone looks at you, because someone will look at you because they know, especially they already met you and they know who you are, they'll look at you to see how you react. And little subtle hints on your face will kind of give away what you're actually feeling and thinking on the inside. And it's hard. It's hard not to, be petty. It's hard not to have those thoughts and those feelings. But that would be my tendency, right? And I know a lot of y'all probably fall into that trap too, because that's just the natural tendency, that's that person. Well, I'm the person here today and whatever. Or maybe you've been going for a while and then all of a sudden they just start coming and showing up, and you're like, well, what are you doing here? Okay, so that's one option, and that's really not helping you at all. So I know that it's hard, but you have to be very aware that you're going to do that, and you have to really try and stop yourself from thinking in that manner. I know that it's hard, but you've got to learn how to stop doing it. It's a bad habit to have, because there's a ton of people that may want to do business with you, but you may not be their cup of tea, and someone else that does the same thing may be their cup of tea for that day, for that particular transaction or whatever. So you have to think, in your mind, and feel that there is an abundance of business out there for all of us to be able to be successful. Not just you. And that's really a selfish thing. If you're just thinking, well, I'm the only one that's going to make money here, well, that's not a very realistic train of thought for you. And you got to move past that. It's not working. And it isn't going to benefit you at all. It's not going to benefit you in any way for personally, for you to grow you as a person, but also your business. You have to think outside of that little box that you're putting yourself into. You're not the only one that's in there, and you're not the only one that's around that's doing what you do. So the sooner you can get past that, the easier it's going to be. So the other option will be obviously not to do that, but instead to accept them as, yes, as your competition. And you've got to realize that the way to beat that feeling, that that you don't want to be up against them, or whatever it is, that just, it's a negative feeling that you have inside of you. In order to beat that, you've got to get better. So that gives you something where on a competitive level, that's something that you can focus on that's better than just the person themselves. Like maybe you just don't like that person, and that's fine, because we're not all gonna like each other, and that's okay. But for instance, there's a ton of insurance agents that I enjoy, have enjoyed getting to know over time, and that I think they're fantastic at what they do, and I would recommend them and refer them business anytime that a situation arises that they would be the better fit and maybe not us. And so that's some way to think about it, because again, you have to think of how our differences in personalities and how we do business don't always match up with every single person. So I mean, as much as I would love to have all the insurance business in all the world, well, okay, in the state of Texas actually, that's not a realistic point of view. I can't think that way. Someone else may be a better fit. They may have a better insurance product than maybe what I can offer to someone in a particular situation, and vice versa. So, but I have to remember, okay, that person is coming up, and I see them a lot, or whatever, and instead of getting mad at them, or finding reasons to hate them or not like them, find ways that you can improve on yourself. And that's where you take that, like the information from my first video on competition, and you turn it inside, and you work on yourself. You work on your game, on your commercial, on presenting yourself, and having a much better way of doing business, by being considerate of that person and what they're trying to do, because they're trying to run a business just like you are. Give them the respect that they deserve in trying to do something like you are. I mean, don't you want respect? Well, you give it to them as well. So you see them as a fellow colleague, as a possible, referral partner, for the future. So you can't rule those things out. And so it's better and it's more beneficial if you just stop trying to focus on the negativity of the situation. Like, oh, this person is here and encroaching on my stuff, and I'm not going to get the business, and this and that. Like, well, stop thinking that way. Instead, work on yourself, get bigger, get better, get badder. A friend of mine says that a lot. So, and those are very true words, and I found them to be very helpful in, steering my brain away from those negative thoughts that we may want to have, and then more into, okay, positive, let's work on myself, let's do better next time, and just see what happens, because they may not stick around, neither may you may find a different place to hang out and do business. But all in all, we're all here to do business. We all got to learn to work with each other, and to be able to be considerate and respectful of each other. So that's all I had for today. I hope that was helpful to you. If it was, like and share this on Facebook. And again, hop on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You can also find me on Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.